That was a complete long rundown, and we are so late. We're like 10 minutes late, but that's on me because my computer, and I know it's just like excuse after excuse, Zena. Well, let me finish, guys. My computer, it decided to like reboot itself, but that's okay
Of
because
course.
here we are. That always happens, right?
hmm
Yeah,
So,
technology at its best.
pretty much. Jay, real quick. Wow, that's a fancy chair.
hmm
Yeah, I put it together myself. So yeah.
Wow,
Oh my God. And it matches the headphones.
it does.
That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, wait. Okay,
I
Josh,
gotta
what
have
kind
the
of chair do
whole
you have?
setup.
I have like a $75 IKEA chair. Everybody,
That's
everyone
pretty
look at
fancy.
it. Everyone clap for it. Yeah, it's not very comfortable, but I'm just so lazy and I haven't gotten a new one and I probably never will.
It's okay. Me too. Like
Thanks.
I have this sad chair that I got from like Walmart, and it's literally falling apart. Like the screws come unloose whenever I like
Oh,
to play around.
yeah.
But I like it. It makes me feel comfortable. So
That's all that matters.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Jay,
That's
for
right.
making us
Yeah,
feel
I
bad
know.
about
You
our
make
chair.
us look terrible.
Whoa, wait a minute. No, this is my gaming / podcasting chair. So
What? Okay. Well, your gaming chair.
Mhm.
Alrighty. So I'm just getting things set up for our let me just get this together for our conversation today. All right, so I thought it would just be cool if we were able to come together and kind of have like a horror roundtable. And we're actually missing a guest. We're missing Vicky of Nightmare Maven. She was actually having some Wi-Fi trouble, but she's with us in spirit, so that's okay. But instead, we're still going to have like a great time, and I'm going to just have Jay and Josh introduce themselves, and then we're going to dive in.
Sounds good. Jay, how about you? You want to go first?
sure, why not? I'm Jay from J Movie Talk podcast of the TV Zone Podcast Network. I always kind of don't like doing these introductions because I never know what to say half the time. So,
Sorry.
I'm a movie lover. You know, yeah, I'll just leave it like that. So,
Okay.
if you want to
All right,
check
you're
me
a
out,
movie
you
lover.
can follow me on Twitter.
Mm.
Yeah, you can follow me on the Twitter, either at my personal page, the J Giles, or the movie page, J Movie Talk. And you can find all of my episodes on the www.tvzonepodcastnetwork.com. That's the easiest way to find my episodes.
Yeah. And I'm on it too, so find that episode because it's probably, it's double as good. So sweet.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, and
Definitely.
Josh.
Hi everybody, my name is Josh Korngut. I am the managing editor of Dread Central, and I also host a podcast there called Development Hell. And on Development Hell, I uncover all the best horror movies that were never made, but were almost made. So we're talking about Freddy vs. Jason 2. We have the Blomkamp Alien 5. Basically, it's like everything you wish could have happened, but then didn't. But it's like an alternative history kind of a thing. So you can find me on Twitter at Josh Korngut. But more importantly, you can find my podcast also at Devil Hell Pod. Oh, look, there I am. Yeah. Kind of sums me up. Oh, and I have an amazing episode with Zena about an unmade Candyman movie, which was snowy and spooky. I know. R.I.P. that movie. Maybe we'll get it one day. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Well, nice. Well, thank you both again for joining me. And so, if you just joined us, we're going to start our horror roundtable where we have like different things on the agenda. And again, we are missing one person. We're missing our lovely Vicky of Nightmare Maven. She could not join us today because of her Wi-Fi. If you live in Florida, it just rains when it's sunny and then it affects the Wi-Fi. It's terrible down here. So we definitely understand that. So again, the purpose of this is just because, I just wanted to talk about different topics. And I think it'll be fun for us just to, talk. Who doesn't like to just yap all day? I know I do. Right?
I do too, yeah.
There we go. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about, I want us to begin with Stranger Things season 4.
Right.
And it's coming to Netflix on May 27th. Yeah, it's been a while, right? It's been a long time. I lost track, just being honest with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it like 2 years now or something like that?
has it been?
It's
Okay, I was
something
gonna say 3,
crazy.
but yeah, something
Yeah, like
crazy.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, something like that.
And people still care, which good for Stranger Things for being
Yeah.
able to sleep on us like that, and people still be hungry for it.
Right? And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so before we dive into season 4, when the show first came out, like how did you both like feel about it overall?
Ooh, do you want to go first, Jay?
No, I'll let you go first, Josh.
Serious feeling. I'm not the biggest Stranger Things fan. I definitely watched the first season, got right into it. I love Stephen King, and it definitely hijacks that Stephen King vibe pretty well. But I kind of fell off of it season 2. When something gets too popular, I get really stinky, and then I'm like, no, everyone else can have it. I don't want it. But so no offense to my Stranger Things people out there. I respect you and I see you, and I'm so excited that you're getting this 4th season soon. And drama because it's going to end after season 5. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Some angry Stranger Things people out there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be other spinoffs. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that they'll just end it. Like, I don't see it that way. But what about you, Jay? What are your thoughts on just the first season?
Well, as someone who actually does a podcast about Stranger Things, I mean, I loved it since day one. I mean, just the whole concept and how they came to tell this story, and it's like, yeah, this is a lot of stuff from my childhood that I'm kind of seeing somewhat recreated, but with the twist and everything. This whole thing about the upside down, and you have this little girl that has these powers and these kids. It's like,
Yeah,
I can see myself a part of this show.
Right.
If I was a kid in Hawkins, Indiana, yeah, I could definitely be one of these kids, running around and trying to figure out the mysteries of this town. So yeah, I'm happy that the show is coming back, and I'm looking forward to see how they actually wrap everything up, and if they
Right.
will wrap it up without any spin-offs.
That's true. That's true. Like you, Jay, like I really loved like the first season. I love the show overall. This break though, oh my God, it like killed my heart. Of course, I'm still going to watch it. Of course, I'm going to tune in. But I just feel like at this time, like I'm looking forward to the season, well, to the show to end because I need closure. You know what I mean? It's been a long time coming. We could see like the kids, like they've grown up, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, that's life. That's what happens with that. So when it comes to this, obviously this 4th season, they're saying that it's been 6 months since the battle of Starcourt, so there was just so much destruction and terror. And this is literally the synopsis, guys. So I'm not giving any type of spoilers. So just in case if someone's like, oh my God, okay, there you go. And I'm not going to play the trailer. I was telling you guys this earlier because it is a little bit, it's a lengthy trailer. And on top of that, I'm a believer. And again, like, I don't want to give any spoilers. I know some people who completely skip out on trailers. So I wouldn't want to be that person,
Wow.
Yeah, giving like the trailers and stuff like that. But yeah, point is, the group, they are struggling after this aftermath, and now they kind of separated. So, and they're in high school. So it's going to be really exciting to see, how things are going to be. What's the dynamic? What's going to happen? And plus, look who it is.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Smart bringing him in.
We need him, So it's just like, obviously, who don't love Robert Englund? And I think it's going to be really cool. And again, I'm not going to read any synopsis dealing with his character or the character he's going to be playing. If you want, literally, you can Google it. It's available. Okay. So that's what that is. But again, I'm really looking forward to it. And if you guys checked out the trailer, let me know your thoughts on it without being spoiler person of the life,
The fashion, those fashion and those pictures you just played,
right?
I'm here for it.
Me too.
That was the one. Him specifically. Whoa. I wish I could pull it off, but I just could not.
I think you can.
Do you think I can? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, so all right, so that again, season 4 premieres on Netflix May 27th. That's like literally right there. So mark your calendars. It's going to be an exciting time. All right, so now guess what? We're going to be moving on. We're going to be moving on, and we're going to be talking about Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
Lots to say.
Okay, I'm excited about this because you know what? When they first announced this, there were major mixed reviews on this about different topics, about Rob as a director, about his wife, about what it's going to be like. So we're going to talk about it. So even if it is something, you know, like if you're not looking forward to it, I think it'll be fun just to hear about it, you know?
Yeah.
So first, I guess let's just start with the latest news. Dee Wallace, she is a part of the cast. Rob Zombie, yeah, he posted that on his Instagram. I think it was like yesterday, literally yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I mean, who isn't in the new Munsters now? I feel like they're just getting everybody, and I celebrate that because Dee Wallace is a hero. Elvira, a hero too. Yeah, there she is. Yeah. Did you hear about what Dee is playing? She's like a morning host or something.
I have. Isn't that great?
Pretty cool. Yeah. Good Morning Transylvania. I'm curious. Do you think it's just going to be a voice role, or do you think we're going to see her?
I'm hoping that we see her. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a voice role, though. You know,
this is my guess. Yeah.
And I love her, so just I want to be able to see more of her.
It's Dee Wallace. You have to have. I mean, if you cast Dee Wallace, you have to have her in the show. You can't just it's a voice.
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared that it may just be voice. But you know what? Either way, I support Dee. I do. I actually just saw The Hills Have Eyes for the first time a few months ago.
Oh, nice.
She's such a baby in that.
Yeah. She's just, oh my God, she's an amazing actress. So, all right, guys, let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay, what are your thoughts on Rob Zombie as a director? No, okay, Josh, you can go first then.
All right,
I want to hear it. Let's talk about it.
Listen, it's polarizing because he has brought us some classics that you cannot deny, like House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, El Super Bisto. But then he's also brought us some things that are a little bit more divisive, like the Halloween reboots that, you know, I am not a fan of personally.
Yeah.
Free from Hell, not a fan of personally. 31, not a fan of personally. Lords of Salem, kind of on the fence. So I don't know. He's given us good and bad. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to read the room with this guy. Yeah. How do you guys feel?
What do you think, Jay?
Well, I agree with everything Josh about him. I am a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses. For me personally, I feel that Devil's Rejects is his best film. I feel like that. It's his best. Agree. That's the one that he really like. I'm gonna go all out with this. And actually, he actually made a very good movie with that one. Then someone had the bright idea to say, "Hey, want to do Halloween?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And I don't have a problem with the first half of Halloween. It's that second half that kind of gets kind of shaky.
Yeah.
But Halloween 2. Halloween 2.
Is it the horse? Is it the mom in the white dress on the horse? Is that your favorite part?
Yeah, it's my favorite part because that's the end. But okay, I want to try to say this as nice as possible.
We're being frank. Like, speak your mind.
Yeah, we're here. It's safe space.
It is
not for Rob Zombie though.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be nice first, and then I'll be frank later.
Right.
He had a good idea with what he was trying to do with Halloween 2. The problem is that everybody in that movie sucks as a person. The only person that is the only person that's good in that movie, like as a person, is Sheriff Brackett, Brad Dourif. Everybody else is like, ugh. Like,
what about Octavia Spencer though?
She wasn't so bad.
She deserved better.
But that's a dream sequence. That's a dream sequence.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that doesn't. But I mean, that was rough with what they did to her. It's like, why would they do that? But my biggest issue with that movie is what he did to Dr. Loomis. Like, you take the ultimate good guy and you turn him into Geraldo Rivera, basically. Really? That's what you did. And he doesn't really have any redeeming qualities. And you Michael talk, which is like,
it's a huge
okay, I guess, but so, but I mean, getting past that, he gives us Lord Salem, he gives us 31. You know, it's like, okay, he gives us 3 from Hell, which I feel like he waited too long to make that movie. I mean, the whole thing with Sid Haig is not even in the movie, you know, really. So yeah, his career is very interesting, and I think this Munsters is gonna kind of, I want to say, make or break it, really.
Ooh, interesting.
So I don't know. He has an interesting career. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to his take on the Munsters because I think that it's super cute that he is such a huge fan of the show. You know, I when I first heard that, I was like, really? You know, because that's adorable. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched, like, I mean, I don't know your lives, but I don't know if you ever watched like an episode of like the original show. It's very like comedic tone, very lighthearted. And we all know, like, when it does come to Rob Zombie, he does have his own style, you know, so I'm not knocking him for his style, but it's like, when it comes to his movies, sometimes they're not for me, you know. I'm actually a big fan of 3 from Hell. I really like that movie. I like it a lot. Well, I like the series. I like it. I think that it's fun. It's dirty. It's brutal. Like, I know what I'm, like, I have to be in a certain mood to watch it, but I know what I'm getting myself into. When it comes to his take on Halloween, that one is not for me at all. But that's okay. That's not my path. You know what I mean? We all have different paths, and that's just how it is. So, and then I like Lord of Salem as well. So it's like, I think, or Lords of Salem, I think that it just kind of depends, you know. But with this project, I'm really curious, you know. He did post some stuff like behind the scenes photos like over the last couple of months where we were able to like see like his take on it, you know. And that kind of, you know, seeing this, it made me excited because it's just like, it seems like he's sticking to it. But we all know that the internet sometimes is not a safe space. We're in a safe space because we're all awesome. Here's a close-up. Hey. But a lot of people were upset with Sherry Moon Zombie being in this film.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of wanted to get into that. And so just in case, here is the original. Here's the OG, you know.
Cute.
Right? I think that it looks pretty awesome. I'm interested, but that's just me, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I came across so much stuff where some people are just like, again, they're not for it. They don't even want to see it. They don't want to see any kind of behind the scenes. And then especially when they did see that his wife is in it, they're just like, no, why?
It's rude, I think. Is Sherry Moon Zombie going to win an Oscar ever in her life? I'm going to say no, probably not. But I think it's nice that he's putting his sexy wife in his movies all the time. And I think it's cute that, I don't know, they like to collaborate and it doesn't take any skin off my back.
Right.
So, and I don't think it's going to be the most complicated role in the history of cinema.
Right. There were people who were upset. Like, it was
every day. Yeah. Whoa. We report on the Munsters a lot at Dread Central, and every time we do, the conversation about Sherry Moon comes to light.
Wow.
I wonder if it's a little bit misogyny, why people are so rattled by her. It's just like, why do you hate this woman so much? It's hard to...
Exactly. And then on top of that, too, I'm not going to lie. What came to my mind is, too, with a lot of people, they're like, well, why does his wife have to be in everything, you know? And it's just kind of like, okay, you must be single then. You're not married because, but you know, if my husband, you know, if he was an actor and he really, you know, wanted to do, obviously I'm going to give him a role. Like, that's my boo. What do you mean? Like, what kind of, why are we even talking about it? Plus, I just saw it as that she's like his muse, you know?
Wow. Imagine Sherry Moon Zombie being your muse. No judgment. It's just that is a very specific path.
That's the love of his life, you know?
I know. They love each other. They've been together forever now.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well,
Jay, what are your thoughts? You're kind of quiet over there, Jay. What's happening?
uh-oh.
Well, I mean, okay. I'll put it I'll put it like this. At this point, it's a package deal. You get Rob, you get her. Okay?
Yeah.
It can almost be the same said, you know, once upon a time when Brian De Palma had Nancy Allen in his films, you know, because they were an idol. So it's like,
what a funny comparison.
Some way I got there, right? But at the same time, it is what it is. I mean, what of his has she not been in? So when he got, you know, tasked to doing the Munsters, why wouldn't anyone expect her to be in this? So when she was cast, it's like, I think I would have been more surprised if she wasn't cast. You know, so
I'd be very surprised.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of just curious, like, I'm just curious to see like how it's going to be at this point. And I mean, even if I'm not a fan of it, it's kind of like what you said earlier, Josh. I mean, there's no sweat off my or skin off my back type of thing. You know, it happens, you know. And one thing that hasn't been confirmed, this may end up being like a Peacock exclusive, but I heard that it's still like in talk and stuff, which I think is pretty interesting because, you know, at one point stuff would just head straight to theaters type of thing. But it's cool to see, you know, Peacock and the streaming service, you know, they're on the rise. I love to see it.
Yep. Or maybe they'll do the Halloween Kills scenario.
Yeah.
A half and half.
That could be cool. Seeing it in theaters.
I have a question. Okay. So, I mean, of course, Sherry Moon of being one of his regulars in his films, do you think any of his other regulars, like Bill Moseley or someone like that, might show up in this show?
Oh my God, as the little brother.
How?
Bring in Chop Top.
I mean, I would like to see, you know, there is one Richard Brake. He was in 31 and 3 from, which I kind of like 31 too. I know people always forget about that one because it's literally just like his other movies. It's like it feels the same, but I don't know. I'm living for it. I guess I was going through something when I was like, you know, so you have to be in a certain kind of mood to that.
I have never seen the whole thing. Is it kind of like everyone's trapped in a factory and gets chased around with chainsaws kind of a movie?
Pretty much with other things going, like a lot of chaos. But I mean, it's like in your face, fast energy. You know, it's like, hey, here I am, just being a normal person, and then boom, chaos.
I like that. It's better than being bored by A24 like every day. You need a little chaos.
We're actually going to dive into some A24 stuff pretty soon.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What have I done?
Okay. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about when it comes to Rob Zombie or the Munsters as a whole?
Yeah. Were you expecting it to be wholesome PG? Because it's being rated PG, and I'm wondering, were you expecting it to be like, I don't know, gritty, or were you expecting it to go family friendly?
Honestly, I'm expecting it to go family friendly because I feel like he might do the opposite for us. Because at first when they announced it, I'm like, yeah, it might be gritty. He even posted this on his Facebook, you know, but that looks wholesome.
It does.
That looks like family fun. Like, let's go trick or treating, you know?
Yep. No, it's gonna be wholesome. They announced it's gonna be PG. So
wow.
So it's official.
Okay.
All right, Rob, we see you. So, but yeah, and like you said too, Elvira's in it. So, or Cassandra Peterson. So that's cool to see that she's in it. Also too, they have like a long list of people that's in it. And like you said earlier, Josh, it's like they keep on adding to it.
Yeah, who's not in it?
Right?
I'm in it. No, maybe yet to be announced.
We should be in it.
Yeah, call us Rob Zombie. Jeff Daniel Phillips. Is that his name? He's been in a bunch of his movies. He's gonna play her.
Or is it Daniel? Yeah, Daniel Phillips.
Thank you.
Or Jeff, I don't know. It's something Daniel Phillips.
Let us know, please, in the comments. We need to know.
We need to know. But yeah,
We
he's
need to
playing
know.
Herman.
Yeah, he looks cool.
He does. He does. And then also, because I know this because I was recently rewatching Cooties on Hulu.
Nice.
The guy who was in the van, and his name is George Garcia. He's in it. So that's
cool. Was he Lost?
I think he was in Lost too.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But yeah, like I just know him as Guy in the Van from Cooties.
It's a wild movie. I just love me Elijah Wood.
Me too. I never trusted chicken nuggets, but that's a different topic for a different day.
yeah.
But okay. All right, yeah. So that's that on Rob Zombie. But real quick though, we did have some comments on that. So first, there's a couple. My bad, guys. We were just getting started. So this was one of our first comments, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty much this person has high hopes for it, that he'll do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
So in Stranger Things, it can't come soon enough. Like, I don't know how soon I'm going to dive into it. Like, I know for sure I have to mute it on Twitter because people are such savages, wanting to spoil everything. Gosh. Okay. Then we also have this one as here as well. Yeah. Nice.
Oh, he's right about Dark Shadows. Sorry to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Dark Shadows. Just not that version.
It's okay.
Okay. It's okay.
Then we also have this one here.
Okay.
Cool beans. Oh, and this one.
Okay. All right. This is interesting to me.
Yeah. We're definitely looking forward to see how he pulls it off.
It kind of reminds me how Eli Roth did that PG movie too, The Clock in the Walls.
Oh yeah. Well, see, it can be done.
Maybe it's like a new trend for these gritty dudes.
All right. Okay, cool. So we're gonna move on to the second topic. Well, technically third, but whatever. Second topic, and we're gonna be talking about the Slasher X from A24 in Ty West.
Pew pew pew.
So. But just so you know, we're not actually going to discuss the movie because someone has not seen this movie yet, and I don't want to spoil anything. And plus, it's still new. But just so you know, last Thursday, I believe it was released out on VOD, and it's still playing in theaters. So just in case if you want to. But here's the thing: what I'm curious about. This movie made $11 million in theaters. 11 million, guys. So I want to know, like, without like spoiling it and stuff like that, why do you think this movie did so well in the theaters? Not saying that it shouldn't have, but it's just like that's 11 million.
I think because it's good. I think it had good word of mouth, and I think people like it. And I think also we're starting to trust A24 horror collectively. And I don't know, but justice for Ty West. I'm so happy that he's getting his flowers now because he deserves it.
He does.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
We miss him. He went to doing some horror series for a while. I know that he filmed an episode or two of them, Amazon series.
Really?
Yeah, and he, a couple of series I believe that he was filming. And so it's just nice that he's back doing some features and stuff.
Yes.
So,
the horror stuff, yeah.
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 What do you think, Jay?
I mean, anytime a horror film can make money, it's always a positive. And I mean, do we know what the budget was for the movie?
I should have looked it up, but I didn't. So if someone else knows, let us know.
I got
it. And I mean, 11 million, especially during a time when people are still kind of slowly going back to the theater. And
right, and that's what I mean.
So
that's crazy.
It's a dope thing. Yeah, it's dope. And plus, I mean, like we said, Ty West, he's someone that's kind of been putting in the ground for a while now, and yeah, he's getting his due finally. So
finally, well, when he with the House of the Devil, like I remember him getting his flowers for that. People like that one. That if you like slow burns, that one to me, I like that one.
It's my favorite one. Well, the Innkeepers though.
The Innkeepers is hot fire as well. So that's what I mean. Like, so
just to talk about it really fast, I think what the Innkeepers does that's so rotten is that it's like charming and not scary for so long, and then it just punches you in the face. It's so scary at the end.
That's true.
I love
And
that.
and it's unexpected because that was the movie that made me start to love slow burns, because before I was like, I don't have time for this. I need something to happen. But you just really appreciate it. And plus, like, his cinematography is always just beautiful. Like, that's one thing about his films that you can always expect, that stuff is always going to be on point. And I'm
and he does the period film really good too.
Yeah.
Consistently.
So we did receive this. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, A24 isn't something that catches my interest, but I absolutely loved X. This is literally my life. When it comes to A24 movies, sometimes it's like they're not for me. Like, I realize, like, with some of their movies, like, I'm not their audience, like, based. So with X, the reason why I went to go check this one out is because I love Kid Cudi. And when I found out that he was a huge horror fan, because he was on an episode of Creepshow on Shudder. And many moons ago, when I did like a set visit and we just missed him because he just left, and it's like, oh, please, I want you to sing to me. But, you know, he wasn't there. But besides from that, someone said that he is a huge horror fan. And I just thought that was so interesting, you know? So point is too, like, obviously he did I feel like everyone did like a great job in this film, but I'm not saying like, I'm like, oh, I don't get why people went to go check it out. Like, obviously I do think that it was like definitely word of mouth, because there's some crazy stuff that happens, you know, without spoiling it.
So crazy.
It's super new.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. And I like how sex positive it is.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Again, it is very gritty, in your face. And yeah, I think that one day, Jay, I see you talking about that on your podcast, because it is
one day.
Yeah, bring us on.
Yes, we're available.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe in October.
Oh, yeah. Time. It'll be just enough time for me to want to see it again.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for saying that too. It's been like, I went to go see it one time, and I kind of want to like live in that moment, and I want to wait a while before I go rewatch it. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of that, did you hear about the prequel movie?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share a little bit about that, or?
I don't think so, because
okay.
Yeah, because people, I mean, if you know, you know, and I usually hate when people say that, like, shut up, TikTok. But no, if you know, you know.
And now you know, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And yeah, but we do have some people who are giving us some comments. So with this first one. Hi guys. Oh, hey girl.
Hey Barbara.
That's the first one.
Nice to hear.
That's my mom. She's the best.
Hi Barbara. Oh, now that I know it's your mom, I'm real excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom and dad, they always watch my stuff. They're just so wonderful. Oh my God, I'm gonna call them afterwards. Okay. Wow. Then I loved X. Yes.
Yep. Same.
So then we also have, I agree.
I think so too. Oh, I don't know, Mia Goth though. Was so good.
She was great. She was really wonderful. Oh,
that
my
blue
God.
eyeshadow.
We're definitely gonna have to have like a podcast on, because there's so much to talk about with that movie.
Yep.
Then we have Andrew. Hey Andrew.
What's up?
What's up, Andrew?
He's the best.
He seems cool.
All right. So, and then just in case if you are interested, X will be available on Blu-ray and DVD on May 24th.
So, we're gonna get that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. So are you guys cool with moving on to our next topic? Because yeah, I'm excited about this one. All right. So next one, we are going to be talking about Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. So this is not really like a review or anything like that, but a week ago, it was announced that Scream Factory, they're going to be releasing like a 4K Ultra HD upgrade of the movie. And you know what? I'm really excited about this because I feel like this one is very underrated.
Yeah.
You know? super underrated for some reason. Oh, and that will be available on June 21st. So when it comes to this movie, just so you know, it plays like tribute to a lot of classic films. So what are you guys' thoughts on the Funhouse?
Oh, look at these posters.
Yeah, aren't they great?
Yeah, I heard that first poster is a parody of Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I
can see that.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, definitely.
You kind of have to be told though. But yeah, what a good movie. Also, like, where's the remake? Where's the sequel? Where's the
right?
Fallout?
Where is it?
Where is it? I'm really wondering. Also, which is the best poster here, if you had to pick?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, Jay, you go first. I'm scared.
What? So you put me on the spot. Okay.
Yeah. She's scared.
I would go with the first one just because of the fact that it has a lot of mystery to it. It's like, what is that? Okay, you see this mouth and it's kind of foaming. Like, what's going on here? But
it's
clowns. I mean, me with clowns. Anyone who knows me or anything like that know I don't like clowns. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm kind of looking at the first one and kind of trying to avoid looking at the clowns and the other.
Okay.
So that's why you have to go with number one.
That's right.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
I don't know. This is tough. The middle one is just so retro.
Yeah.
And so I think I have to go with that one. It kind of gives me Child's Play 2 energy. You know, it's just like pure 80s mayhem.
Right.
And I also love that title art. It's so crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with number 2.
I can see that. Well, I'm actually going to have to go with the first one because, you know, kind of like what Jay said, like, I like the mystery of it. You know, you don't really know what's going on. And then I'm not going to lie, like the title alone, it would have just, I'm going to watch it anyway, you know, but I like the fact that it's just giving us a little bit of hint. And I don't know what that is. Is it a monkey? Is it a monster? You know, I don't know. A person? Right? So, but yeah, so we're going to be talking about like what this movie is about though, right? So you have these teenagers, this is them in the picture, look at them like living their best lives, like living it up at a carnival.
Is that Bradley Cooper in the 80s? What is
that?
My
God.
Is that Bradley Cooper?
Which one do you think looks like Bradley Cooper? The blonde?
Yeah, the blonde, yeah. No, but seriously, no, tell me he doesn't look like Bradley Cooper. Though.
The hot one?
Look at that hair.
He does. He does actually.
He kind of does. I feel like he's older in this picture than Bradley Cooper is now.
Oh my God. Okay, so
probably is. I mean, we are talking about 80s movies.
Yeah, exactly.
This one is about this teen rebel named Amy who says, whatever, I'll do what I want to her parents. And she decides to go live it up with her friends at a carnival, okay? And her boyfriend. And her boyfriend's name is Buzz. So anyway, for some reason, they think it'll be a great idea if they spent the night in the campy Funhouse ride. I don't know why. Like, we were all teenagers once. I don't relate because I would never.
Really? You'd never?
No, I never. And it's just because I watched a lot of horror movies. So you already know something's going to go down. Like when I was in high school, I messed around with a Ouija board and my life has not been the same. No, it was something super dumb. But ever since then too, and I watched Witchboard, so I know better. You know what I mean?
Whoa, okay. So you were educated. You knew better.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess small town, they don't have anything else to do. But obviously things take a horrible turn when they witness a murder by a deformed worker who's wearing a mask. And there's a woman named Madame Zena in here, you know, like it's crazy. Anyway, so now they have to try to escape, you know, the carnival without getting murdered and stuff. But yeah, this is a slasher at its finest. It's very old school. It's in your face. It's mean. There's Gunther. He's in it.
No. Oh, I thought you meant from Friends.
No!
Like he looks so different.
Yeah. But I mean, clearly, Amy should have listened to her parents.
Yeah, look at that. Listen to your mom and dad. What an iconic monster, though. Like, even if you had never seen this movie, you've seen that dude.
Yeah, exactly. And I was kind of late to watching the Funhouse. Like, I recently watched it, like probably like a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But yeah, this one is underrated compared to Toby Hooper's other films. And it's just like, why do you guys think that is? Like, people obviously love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They love Poltergeist and they love Life Force. But when it comes to this one, it kind of just slips in the cracks. Not saying that people don't like it, but it's just not as popular for some reason.
Is Gunther from Friends dead? All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, this really got me. Is he dead?
Wow.
This is really rattling me.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know why people don't like this or don't remember it more. Maybe there's just so many Toby Hooper movies that are classics that like it's just under the rug because of the Texas Chainsaw movies.
That's true.
I love the second one too. I think it's my favorite.
Me too. Oh, which we're gonna be talking about a Texas Chainsaw movie.
Yeah, we are.
What do you think that this movie kind of got lost in the shuffle of the timing that it came out? That could play a role into it, because I mean, you know, around that time we was getting like they were just pumping out movies left and right, and so some were getting lost in the shuffle. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's special enough though, but yeah, maybe it was just in the middle of all these other special, because this is a stacked era.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I think that's probably exactly what happened too. And it's unfortunate too, because like I said, I recently watched it like a couple of years ago and I have no idea why, you know, just being real with you. It's just one of those movies. But yeah, it is the perfect kind of end of summer movie, you know, if you're looking for that.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I have to say, scariest scene is just the creepy little pervert brother in the beginning.
Oh my God, he's the worst.
He needs boundaries.
Exactly, kid. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, like, I don't know why they do that a lot in horror movies, because they kind of did that in Night of the Demons with Billy. Like, ew.
But yeah, and maybe it's like post Halloween, where like you have this little kid doing messed up stuff.
Yeah, I see that. All right, so now we made it to our final topic. And we're going to be talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Because this movie caused such an uproar on Twitter and other social medias that weekend. And I remember, but I had to like mute it because I knew I wasn't going to watch it like right away. And I mean, you had people mad. People were mad like you like stole their dog and like urinated on their shoes. Or you had people who was just like, oh, I loved it. But then also you had people who's just like, it was okay. Like they're kind of in the middle. So I want to know where you guys stand on this one, even if you don't like it or anything like that. But before we get into that, I want to play just a snippet of the trailer, you know, so then that way you can gather your thoughts. And then we'll get into that. And then also I have like some cool facts about the movie. Nothing crazy, but just something I thought would be really cool. Sounds cool.
Fear no evil. Fear no evil.
Try anything and you're canceled, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh. All right, so we're gonna start. Well, who wants to start first? It's up to you. Live your lives.
I don't know. Jay, you have to go first.
I'll go first. Yes, I'll go first. Okay, so I watched this movie actually 3 times. So,
it's a good sign.
The first time I watched it, I watched it with someone, and we both kind of had fun with it. And the second time I watched it to try to, I don't know, just kind of put some pieces together, kind of connect it to the rest of the series, because I'm sure all of us are Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans, where the timeline makes no sense if you try to follow it. So
I'm not surprised.
So by that virtue, I'm like, okay, where exactly does this fit? And it seemed like they kind of retconned some stuff because Leatherface in this halfway house or whatever
orphan?
house that he's in, like
Yeah.
he's like, wait a minute. So what happened to the rest of the family? But okay.
Yeah.
Then you get these sisters and you get Jacob Lattimore trying to be a cook in a small town. Why do you want to be a cook in this small town? Whatever. But and then the biggest problem I have with this movie, even though I enjoy the kills, I mean, it is brutal. I will say that it is brutal.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue I have with, and I think I don't know, I might be stretching, but I think I can speak for both of you when I say this. The biggest issue is the Sally character.
You got it.
What were they going for with that?
Oh, you got it.
It's even all 3 times that I watched it, I was trying to figure out what exactly was her purpose here. Exactly, really. But I mean, overall, it is an entertaining movie. I would say it's probably one of the better Texas Chainsaw sequels. I mean, that could be a stretch, but I kind of put it more of a. Like, I watched it 3 times. I mean, so right there, for me at least, it's entertaining enough. So yeah, it's an interesting movie, and I think it should be watched. If anyone hasn't watched it yet, I do recommend watch it and kind of make up your own mind about it. And my favorite scene in the movie is that bus scene because that's
that's the money.
It's insane.
Spoilers. So if you haven't seen this, we're giving spoilers because this one it's not super old, but it's like kind of old. Okay, so spoilers.
Yeah,
I mean, it's in that trailer.
Literally.
Yeah, it's in the trailer. So
they give it.
But but when you think about it, that is kind of how people in this generation would be. You see some maniac, with someone's face on their face and a chainsaw. Oh, I got my phone and start filming them. Okay, yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen to me. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you think, Josh?
I respect both of you and everyone that had fun with this movie. I get that. I hated it so much. It just made me mad. I feel like what they did with Sally is they gave the finger to a very important legacy character, and then it just felt tacked on and like a money grab because Halloween 2018 did so well. And then they just pulled this character in with no reason, like you were saying, like what was the purpose? And then, no spoilers, but I really don't think they treated her with respect at all.
Well,
and that's just such an important character that I love so much.
Yeah.
So that really left a bad taste in my mouth. And I felt like I didn't know what they were saying about liberal millennials, but as a liberal millennial, my back was up the whole time. I was like, this movie doesn't like me, and I don't like it. But it's brutal. And I have to give it its flowers for that because they didn't have to go as hard as they went. And I'm glad that they did because that's what Texas Chainsaw, nowadays kind of should be.
Right?
Yep.
I like this movie, and I know that I'm like that rare, beautiful butterfly, but beautiful goddess queen. No, but no, really. I know that I'm like rare with it. I understand why people didn't like it, especially when it comes to Sally. But because I agree with you, I feel like that was disrespectful. But at the same time, I get it. I get their point with it. Like she was supposed to bridge the old to the new type of thing. And I get that. But it's just like, I mean, you guys could have just, we needed a little bit something better for her. You know what I mean? After everything that she's been through, it's like, it kind of made me cringe, right? But the reason why I liked it is because when it comes to this franchise in general, It's ridiculous. Like it is. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous, but I know what I'm getting myself into, and again, I remember seeing people saying that it's the worst movie they've ever seen in their lives. And again, people were comparing it to Halloween. I didn't get that. Like, I get that they were trying to again, I get that because you have like two older women similar to Lori, but the thing is, when it comes to Lori actually moved on. Like, in some ways, yeah, she was an alcoholic and she had a lot of stuff going on. I say that she moved on because at least she had a child. Who did Sally have? Sally had no one.
Sally,
No. She was like gutting an animal in the heat, the Texas heat.
She was a Texas Ranger. She was a Texas Ranger. Like,
oh, I'd love to see that movie where it's just her being a Texas Ranger.
Right. I think that could be awesome. I'd love to see that too. But but again, the reason why I liked it was because, again, I just thought that it was fun because it was just silly fun. It was bloody. And then on top of that, we finally have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre that actually gave us a massacre. So I'm living for it. You know what I mean? It was brutal. Yeah. It was mean. And there was also some people who were saying how they didn't like the character, which I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but the one who survived, she was a survivor of gun violence. Like a lot of people were saying how they didn't like that part and they didn't understand it. The part with her being intrigued with guns. And it's just kind of like, but I've actually seen that before. I've seen someone who had like a traumatic experience, but what gave them the trauma is what they feel most attached to. So I don't feel like that's far off. And I mean, I'm not saying, hey, I'm all for it. Yeah, let's see more of it. I think that they were trying to do a lot of things in this movie, a lot of things. But we can't deny, well, I can't deny that it just got bloody. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's all I really wanted,
Yeah. It shows how polarizing this movie is that we have three distinct POVs here, which, is kind of a good thing for horror.
I love it. I do. I love it. I love like having like the conversation about it and where it's just not like F you, for your opinion. It's just thank you guys for not, cursing me out or hanging up and giving me the finger. Thank you.
I wrote a review and people were
we get enough of that on Twitter.
Not happy on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. As you know, on Twitter, you got to go through this every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. And I'd love to read your review.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. We got to talk about it. Oh, and then here, I have some more pictures for us to look at. Here we go. So, some little behind the scenes stuff with this movie. It did have some issues behind the scenes. So the original directors, there were two of them, Ryan and Andy Tohill. I'm probably pronouncing their name wrong, but yeah, they were actually fired. The studio did not care for what they shot originally, so they hired David Blue Garcia, and he was hired to replace them as a director. So everything that the two directors filmed beforehand, it was completely scrapped.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I had to start from scratch. And and something that I thought that was pretty cool is this movie, it was filmed in Bulgaria, and they did their best to make it look like Texas, and I think that they achieved it. And the director, David Blue Garcia, he said that he is interested in creating a sequel if Legendary Films, if they are interested in it. So, question.
Yeah.
Would you guys watch a sequel or are you good?
Yes.
No. I'd love to see a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie though.
Yeah.
Just hopefully with just like a different direction. I loved the remake. I'm sure most people did. So I'm open to more Texas.
Same. Oh, like I'm open to it as well.
Look at that face.
Right? Like that's terrible. Can you imagine if you I'm not going to sit there and take my phone out to try to
I'd be like, is that Alice Creek? No, it's not.
But yeah, like, oh my God. But again, kind of like what you said, Josh, I love the fact that we all have like different thoughts, when it comes on this movie. And like I said, I mean, it's just how the culture is. They're really were like, words cannot express how, like, I was so nervous to see this movie because people were making it seem like it's the worst movie ever, like ever. And it was just kind of like, whoa, like, I mean, they were going at it for like weeks.
I wish it was worse.
Well, anyone.
I like bad movies. This wasn't bad. It just wasn't for me.
Well, anyone thinks this is the worst movie ever. They've never seen a movie called Andre the Butcher. So, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
I recommend ever seeing it.
But now I want to see it.
Now I have to see it.
I want to see it.
Uh-oh.
Like
Andre the Butcher. Okay, queuing it up.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now. I wanna.
Well, when you see who's Andre the Butcher, it is a regular movie. It is not one of his special movies. So, all right.
Okay.
Wow,
it's a real
excited
movie.
Okay.
And Zena, you'll like this because it was actually filmed in Florida. So, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, Florida.
Florida, there's some weird stuff that
weird weather, Disney World.
It's just weird. Like, you know what? Let me go
Florida
on a
man.
rant. Okay.
Tampa.
So yeah, like Jay lives in Florida too. Okay. I live in the Tampa area, and I've been living in Florida now for a good while. And I'm not going to say, hey, I don't like it, because usually when I say that, people's like, oh, well, then why don't you go back where you came from? Like, shut up. So, but anyway, it's just sometimes it has its ups and its downs, right? Like, I like it because during the winter, like my family in New York, they're cold and I'm not. Then I also like it because it's cheaper to live, That's always a good time. But then you always have like some weird stuff that goes on. I mean, luckily for me, not so much, because I live kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it's not like that, but
that's where bad stuff happens all the time.
I know, which is like,
Exactly.
why would I have like a forest in my backyard? I don't know why I did that.
It's haunted.
It probably is haunted.
No, it's not.
It's too late for me though. Who knows? But it's fine. But yeah, Florida, it's nice to visit.
I think it sounds great. Listen, as a Canadian, I'm cold, so
we can give you some sun.
I could use it.
There's some sun, some rain. We can give you Florida man. So
some alligators.
I miss Disney World, but now they got rid of Tower of Terror. So what? So
what?
I know. I don't know if maybe it's still in Disney World. They got rid of one of the Tower of Terrors and they replaced it with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is cool, but not as cool.
No, it's not. Like, no. I didn't know that. And that's why I said I just live here. I never know what's going on.
That's always how it is.
Well, I mean,
Zena,
that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. But then when people ask me like, hey, how's this stuff? And it's just kind of like, I don't know, Oh, great comment. Spooky Empire is awesome though.
What's that?
It's like this horror convention. They used to have it. Well, they had it in Tampa for 1 year, which was so amazing for me. I got great parking and then I could just go home. But then they moved it to Orlando back again. And that Orlando for me is like an hour and 30 minutes away. Jay, have you ever been?
I have not. Oh my God. Actually, I have another confession to make. I've never been to Disney World.
Oh my God.
We should go.
We should. We need
Let's
to.
Go.
We need to watch, X and talk about it on a podcast, as well as Andre the Butcher. Go to Disney World and go to Spooky Empire.
We've got a full week planned right here.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I will never watch Andre the Butcher ever again. So, no.
Okay, so that's just for us. My friend Jinx, I think, is also in Florida.
Yeah, Jason. Well, Jinx,
Yes,
he's really cool. He's been to Spooky Empire because this one time we just miss each other and stuff like that. But yeah, he's been there. I don't know about Disney World. We could invite him. I think
he has to come. Yeah. Jinx, you're coming with us.
Okay, so before we wrap up, we're gonna end this panel kind of thing, round table with movie recommendation, movie or series. It doesn't have to be horror, but if you're feeling spicy, it could be horror.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And I need to think too. Like, I don't know.
I have to think. I'm opening up my letterbox literally right now.
Okay, well, in the meantime, I'll have people stare at Gunther.
Hey, buddy. Does this should be a new movie or like any movie?
Any movie you want.
Oh, damn.
Right? Oh my God. Let me check my letterbox that I never update.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm on Letterbox. Okay. All right. Interesting. Gunther. Remember when I thought that was Gunther from Friends?
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. All right. Are you guys ready? Because I'm not.
Yeah. Jay, are you ready? All right. Okay.
I'm not ready, but I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready, but I'm
Okay.
not ready.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna give you some of my favorite movies of all time.
Yay.
Okay. One of my favorite movies of all time is Birth, starring Nicole Kidman. It's from
Ooh.
2004. Kind of forgotten about movie, and she plays this like rich lady whose husband is on a jog and then dies of a heart attack. And then a year later, a 13-year-old boy shows up to her apartment and says that he is her dead husband. And she doesn't believe him, but then he knows some things that only he could know. And it's this like really bizarre, strange drama. And if you haven't seen it, Jonathan Glazer directed it, who did Under the Skin.
Nice.
So I really gotta recommend that. And then, can I give another?
Yes, please.
All right, my second one is going to be Livid. It is,
Yes.
underseen new French extremity title from the guys that did Inside. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. So that's it for me. Those are my two.
Okay. You have any, Jay?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I thought my computer froze.
Funny.
No, let's see. So first we'll go with is a movie called Strange Days that stars
yes.
We find Angela Bassett. And it's like basically right at the new millennium. It's 1999 New Year's, and Ray Fiennes, he plays kind of shady like peddler of memories, where they have this whole contraption on their head and you can see other people's memories and that, and it's almost like pre-VR or Oculus or what we have now in a way, kind of sort of, but a little bit more advanced. And they're trying to basically solve this mystery of I don't want to spoil it, but it's basically them trying to solve a mystery. And the reason why I bring it up is because it's directed by Catherine Bigelow. And for me, I feel like it's one of Angela Bassett's best roles. It's a very underrated movie. It doesn't get talked about a lot. But I feel like, but it's one of her best roles. It has a great cast. Like I say, Ray Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Michael Wincott, Juliette Lewis is in it, Tom Sizemore, like Vincent D'Onofrio, he's in it. It's a stacked cast. So yeah, that's a recommendation. Another one would be, it's funny, I'm kind of sticking somewhat in the sci-fi-ish era. I would say Children of Men with Clive Owen.
Nice.
That one, I don't know, for some reason I kind of relate to Clive Owen in that movie for some reason. It just unfortunate. I mean, I will always have my shoes in that movie where he doesn't have his shoes. He loses his shoes, but he ends up running around the movie with flip-flops on for most of the movie. But it's a very deep movie. And in some ways I feel like we're somewhere on that trajectory in some ways, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, you have Michael Caine, Sir Michael Caine, he's in it. Julianne Moore, she's in it. Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's in it also. It's a very interesting story. Again, I don't want to spoil it because I mean, you would have to see it to really just watch everything unfold. So yeah, those would be my two movie recommendations.
Nice. Okay. All right. So I'll give two as well. So the first one, I guess I'll start with a non-horror, and I'm late to the game with this one. So I recently watched Shazam on HBO Max, and oh my God, I loved it.
Nice.
It's just like a lot of fun. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't always. It's not my go-to to watch like DC or Marvel or superhero type of stuff. Just being real with you, like, yeah, my husband's like a big fan, and I'll watch it to be supportive, but sometimes I'm not mentally there. But yeah, this one, it like really grabbed my attention. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it's directed by David F. Sandberg, and I love him. So he directed Annabelle Creation as well as
Nice.
Lights Out, which rocks my life. And then he's just such a great filmmaker. Before he made it big and stuff, I used to watch like his YouTube shorts and stuff. Like I just love like his tips that he gives on like filmmaking and stuff like that. Then the second one, I'm going to give a horror recommendation because horror is life, okay? And I'm going to recommend the Australian cult classic. It's not really a cult classic, but it is in my mind, and that's Allison's Birthday from 1981. You can check it out on Shudder, Amazon, Tubi. Tubi has it all. But basically, this girl messes around with a Ouija board when she's a teenager, okay? Some crazy stuff happens, and it tells her not to come home on her 19th birthday. She doesn't listen, and she goes home. And then some wild stuff happened. It has to do with like occult, dark voodoo, supernatural. That this movie just gives me all the feels. Like I love it. And even though it was made in the 80s, it doesn't feel like an 80s movie. So, but yeah, those are my recommendations. You should listen to us. We know things.
It's true. I'm gonna check that one out. Allison's Birthday?
Yes.
What a good title.
Okay.
Right? So, and then I like the fact that it has to do with her 19th birthday. You never really hear stuff like with the 19th birthday, So, and then just before we go, we do have some recommendations. The Inbred is a must-see. I think that might be a zombie movie because it sounds familiar. This one's for sure is a zombie movie. Children shouldn't play with dead things. That movie rocks. And then Race with the Devil. Nice.
I haven't seen that.
Me neither. We're adding it to the list. But thank you guys so much for watching, and also thank you both for joining. Like I really appreciate it. I know we had a couple of hiccups, but I appreciate you both coming on. And before we go, do you guys want to plug anything?
You
Josh,
first.
want to go first?
No, you.
Well, since you insist. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, J Movie Talk is my podcast, a part of the TV Zone Podcast Network. Right now, I'm kind of taking a few week hiatus from the show. Because this month is supposed to be an 80s month for me, but I took a little break. But you can listen to when I did the Batman, the original 89 and 90s movies of Batman. So Batman 89, Batman Returns, Forever, and the dreaded Batman and Robin. Those are the most recent episodes for Movie Talk right now, and everything. But when I come back, I'll be doing a movie from the 80s called Street Smart, which as far as Morgan Freeman and Christopher Reeves. And Morgan Freeman plays a pimp in that movie, which is ironic, right? Yeah, he was nominated for an Oscar for that movie also.
Wow.
Yeah, so yes, interesting. So that's what I'll be doing probably like around the end of the month, and everything. But I kind of go all over the place with movies. I generally kind of stick in like with older movies. I'll do a newer movie here and there, but generally I kind of go back and find that don't get talked about a lot sometimes. So yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
I have to say, Batman Returns, my favorite Batman movie, so that's pretty sweet.
That movie is
you can find. Oh, I love that. It's got to be my favorite one. Michelle Pfeiffer in it, just number one. So I'm Josh Korngut. You can follow me at Josh Korngut on Twitter or Instagram. But more importantly, you can find my podcast, Development Hell, just about anywhere. And that's Devil Hell Pod on Twitter and Development Hell Pod on Instagram. And you can also find my writing over on Dread Central. So check it out.
Nice. All right. Thank you guys. Ending stream now.